I'm going to go with sorghum and salt.
I like that.
Yeah. It's cute. It's quaint. It's kind of off the beaten path, but still downtown.
You know, every time someone recommends like sorghum and salt for dinner, which I feel like we end up there maybe once a year, so I always have this. I'm always like, God, I forget about that.
Yeah, because it's off the beaten path.
Correct.
And it's not really talked about, which I personally love.
Well, and you know, as a caveat, maybe to rewind a little bit, for my list is primarily comprised of spots. You know, when I was going on first dates, my like, because I had this happen before where like I bumped into somebody that I knew on a first date, and that's the most awkward thing in the world. You like barely know this person's name at this point.
This is my
Yeah. You're like, we're having a meeting. Friend? She's gonna buy a house. She's like, what?
And I'm gonna buy her a meal.
Yeah, right. So mine was like, where are you not gonna bump into people, you know, on a first date, you know, second, third, whatever, you know, but on a first date,
comfortable, relaxed.
Yeah. So mine, which was all too serendipitous that we were going to do this one because I went back there recently and got engaged. No, not home team. It was Zero George. So Gabby and I had our first date at Zero George. Back before, I mean, now they do like a very elaborate dinner menu, like a chef's tasting, which is phenomenal. But back in the day, it was kind of an abbreviated like little bar bites. Yeah. And great cocktails. And the cocktails are still great, but a couple years ago when we went on our first date, that was our spot. So I'm saying number one, Zero George, with a lot of obvious bias.
All right, I love it. Love that.
Number two for you?
Number two for me is gonna be Melfi's. Huge pasta fan. What? It's amazing.
So as somebody who grew up in the Northeast,
you don't feel it?
No, I actually enjoy the food at Melfi's. I just think there's definitely better Italian out there, bang for buck. Okay. So that's, you know, and then the other thing is like if I went to Melfi's, I'm gonna bump into somebody I know, 100%. Too much on the main
I guess
track.
I didn't really think about that.
Yeah. I mean, very cute. Okay, in
you
terms
want to be more low key.
I get it
you
for the aesthetic. Not hide. You just don't want to like.
Embarrassed?
No, you just like run into a client, a fan. Who's this? It's like, oh god, here's a weird conversation. We go again. Yeah. So I think Melfi's is a very beautiful aesthetic, and a great date spot. First date. I don't know.
Maybe I didn't take first.
So I went for my number two. I said Jack of Cups. Out on Folly.
Way out there.
Out on Folly Beach.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. Well, way out there.
Great spot, though.
If you grew up in Charleston, if you don't live here or just moved here, 20 minutes is way out there.
It's very far.
I grew up driving 40 minutes to school every day. So the idea of I'm like, what are we running there? No, we're getting in our car. We listen to 3 Darius Rucker songs, and then we're there. Right? So that's
shout out to
yeah, exactly. That's why I said Jack of Cups, because I think you get a unique food experience.
Definitely, they changed the menu.
It's casual, right? Yeah. Like you don't have to feel like you're putting on. And again, like, you know, Folly Beach, touristy, so like the odds of just like bumping into like pals from around town, probably a little bit less. So I said Jack of Cups number 2.
I like it. I like it. So mine's gonna be off the beaten path as well, though. I'm gonna go. I know, crazy for me. I'm gonna go Bombay Bazaar, the Indian restaurant off Rivers Avenue.
Never eaten there.
Oh my goodness! If you like Indian food, it is amazing.
Which I do. Amazing. I do like hearing that because I've always said, in terms of authentic, like ethnic cuisines, Charleston we always had like a lot of good fusions, a lot of great chefs, but not like your authentic spot.
It's so good, and it's like
the only thing now I think though that you said like Indian food is the scene from Along Came Polly. You remember that movie? Where they he's like very not into any sort of spice. I don't know that I've ever seen that movie. Jennifer Aniston, Ben Stiller?
Doesn't matter. Haven't seen it.
Come on. You got homework now.
I just finished
but he's like, they're like eating with their hands and it's like all very spicy dishes and he's like, yeah, spicy food's fun. And he just starts like sweating profusely. So I think there's a little risk there for yours. But
well, that's why you need to talk about it and discuss before. Hey, are you into
I think it's like IBS flares up. So it's like a whole thing. Yeah. All right, my number 3, we're actually not going to a restaurant at all. I just said a stroll on Pitt Street Bridge. No?
Okay.
You don't like Pitt Street Bridge?
Okay.
Beautiful stroll.
No, it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. I'm just like thinking more of like, are you gonna have a picnic or just simply go for a walk?
Picnic? No, you're simply going for a walk. So Pitt Street Bridge, for those of you that don't know, the old bridge that connected Mount Pleasant to Sullivan's Island, Hurricane Hugo screwed up the bridge, and now they've just made it into a beautiful little green way.
Which it is gorgeous.
It cuts out on the water of the intercoastal, and you would see a sunset over downtown, which I think is beautiful. And I think the move there, maybe, you can't drink in public in Charleston, so I'm not encouraging that. But maybe if it's a breakfast date or something like that, you can go get a cup of coffee. You know, just go. You have something to imbibe. Yeah, whatever. So anyway, that would be my number 3.
I like it. I'm into it. Somewhere that I really enjoy. It's definitely overpopulated, but I love the atmosphere again.
Guys, take a hint.
I'm a big fan of Red Drum.
Red Drum's great.
I love Red Drum. I mean, I think it's consistent, the atmosphere. Everyone that works there has been there like forever. So it's...
Again, the only caveat, bumping into people.
Running into a lot of people, yeah. But if you go at 5 o'clock and you get back...
Oh, I would be there at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Chandler! Oh, I cannot. Now I'm going to frequent these spots, hoping to catch you on a first date, just to reinforce my point and just watch you be like, oh my God, please go away, go away. Yeah. All right, mine. I don't actually. In hindsight, this is not maybe a first date spot in the essence of like maybe where you would go first.
Okay.
But I'm thinking of somewhere where I would like maybe end up. And again, Gabby and I are highly competitive. We like games, right? So I was trying to think of something that we would go. So have you ever been to Jeans in West Ashley?
Very familiar.
So it's like it just reminds me of like every old school bar, but it's in a cool spot in Avondale.
Yeah.
It's got tons of billiards, and for psychopaths that are competitive, as me and my fiance are.
Maybe not a first date. Maybe not.
They might be shivving each other with pool sticks by the end of it.
I don't know how this is
yeah. But like that was a spot that like I think pretty early on, like maybe even our second date, we ended up there because I was like, you want to try to beat me in some pool or some shuffleboard or maybe all the above, So that would be my number 4. Again, maybe not a first date in terms of where you start, but maybe where you finish for just drinking some games.
Yeah. Or like if the first date goes well, you want to keep hanging out after. You go there for some fun, get a little,
Yeah. So that one's with a caveat.
Yeah. Okay.
That one's with a caveat.
I'm into it. I like that.
Yeah. So I think Charleston guys, you listen to Taylor's list if you want to take her out on a date, right?
Right.
Yeah.